Hi there, this is Rich Lieberman. It is the thing that you come here for, that you can't wait to see, to watch, to observe. And here I am. It is the Rich Lieberman Bay Area Sports Media Pulse, and it is Thursday already, Thursday, June the 5th. And I want to talk about something I haven't really talked about much here. I've written about this, and well, let's cut to the chase. Okay, I will. So NBC Sports Bay Area has its so-called insiders, and for years I said to myself, "What are they talking about? What insiders? What do they give us?" For example, the 49ers insider at NBC Sports Bay Area is Matt Mayoko. The Giants are covered by another insider, a guy by the name of Alex Pavlicek. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. The Warriors, um, I think it's a combo effort, but it's mostly Monty Poole. And I'm going to center on those. The hockey guy, I don't know much about, but I don't, like many of you, hockey is kind of my least favorite sport, but I do watch from time, especially during the playoffs and all that. But let's stick to the main sports here. These insiders, they don't give you anything. They don't give you any inside stuff. All of the main stories that are broken, that are insider material, are revealed by the national guys, mainly, well, for the NFL, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport always, always give you breaks, scoops. When's the last time Matt Mayoko broke anything? Insider? What? The inside of a sandwich, maybe? His favorite sandwich spot in Walnut Creek, as he's wont to talk about with Schmucko Greg Papa. Now, let me say something. I've actually met a long time ago, albeit Matt Mayoko. Nice guy. He's okay. Fairly vanilla ish, bland in my book, which is saying that he's not a bad guy, but he doesn't break any stories. He's more of a fan. I'm not putting him down in that regard, but think about it. What does he break? I've heard him on the various pundit shows on radio. He does work for the alleged sports station KNBR. And all he does is talk and usually schmooze with Papa about and various other hosts about the 49ers. But he's not an insider. He's kind of like a team PR guy. That I guess I will be perceived as, rightly so, as ripping him. But these guys don't give you any insight. It's the national guys. 49ers insights. All Mayoko does, and he goes on all the trips, covers the game locally, and he goes on all the road trips. But he doesn't give you anything. Baseball. Alex Pavlicek. He's the alleged insider for the San Francisco Giants. I haven't heard one inside story that Pavlicek has broken. None of these people break stories. I jokingly, but it was true, said that Mayoko talks more about sandwiches and the fact that he goes on St. Mary's road trips so he can follow St. Mary's when they play in the NC2A men's basketball tournament. This is a 49ers insider, which, folks, this is all a bunch of BS. It's a crock. These are guys who are basically team officials, even though they don't work for the team. They might as well. They go along and they talk PR. It's a PR conduit between the team and NBC Sports Bay Area. That's all it is. Remember, folks, and this is very important, these companies have a very important business relationship between themselves and the team. They don't want to screw it up because they make money off these teams. They pay them a lot of money for the rights to have now they don't obviously air their games, but they have these pre and post game shows, and all they have are very banal, benign, not very effective, not very insider worthy correspondents whose job should be to provide real insight. Insider? Where? It is a PR show, folks. These are PR people. They really are. Now I am knocking them. It's all BS. They don't give you anything that you all don't already know. And the only thing you know is garnered by the national insiders. Okay? They're the ones who break stories. They're the ones who tell you the good stuff, mostly the bad stuff. They're the ones who tell you about a certain player, whether it's baseball or football, basketball, and the Warriors. Monty Poole, good guy, great writer. But there's no insight, So why does NBC Sports Bay Area refer to them as insiders? What are they inside of? Their own home, their bedroom, their desk, their man cave. It's all a giant bottle of fluff. Now, you might think, well, what's the big deal? Who cares? That kind of thing. I don't care. But what they do is they try to present themselves as giving exclusive information. Folks, even if they could provide exclusive information, which they don't, or they might every now and then have some sort of minutia, something that they could say they broke. The reason why they're not going to mess with these franchises like the 49ers, like the Warriors, like especially the Giants, is because I just said these are teams that get lots of money from NBC Sports Bay Area. They don't want to jeopardize, does NBC Sports Bay Area, their relationship with the teams, because that's how they make a living, their money. It's a business relationship personified. So any kind of exclusive inside information that they happen to get, and I don't even think they get that, it's all strictly within team, fan, that kind of stuff. In other words, nothing to offend their relationship with the teams that I just mentioned. It's not in the handbook. It's not in the guide. What they do is they go on each show and they talk jock gibberish. And most of the fans get it. They understand that they're not getting anything exclusive whatsoever. As a matter of fact, even within the boundaries of the regular sports information DREC, that people are getting these days, and it's all pretty much nothing. That's what it is. These teams are hell-bent on maintaining their business relationship with the Warriors, the Giants, the 49ers. It is not in their best interest to reveal anything. Certainly, if it's anything too controversial, then they're going to hear about it. And then that's going to affect bottom line. And the fact of the matter is, these guys, some women too, they make their living off of that kind of stuff. It's sports geek minutia information personified. And if it ever got to the point where it was too insight, they don't even do that. They don't get the information. I'm always looking and trying to figure out Mayoko. He doesn't get anything unique. He doesn't get any kind of pulls or fines or gets from the 49ers. He doesn't have any real sources within the organization. He may think he does, and some fans out there may think he does because they have this slick presentation. But no, you might say to yourself, well, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network, Adam Schefter from ESPN. Well, how do they get the inside dope? How do they get the scoops? Because I'm going to tell you something, folks. Schefter is basically an industry into one of itself. He's so big, ESPN pays him about $12 million a year. That's right, $12 million, maybe even a little more. He's bigger, in a sense, than the NFL, which is why he gets scoops from not just the 49ers, but all the NFL teams. Now, you want a real insider? Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or the guy Jay Glacier from Fox. These are guys that get information, real insiders, not the Jabberwocky verbal doo-doo that these schmucks in the Bay Area, they don't get a damn thing. I will tell you insights that I know obtained by Matt Mayoko and Alex Pavlicek that I do know of. For example, Matt Mayoko says the best Reuben sandwich is some sandwich shop in Walnut Creek. That's an insider. Alex Pavlicek says the best hot pretzel he's ever eaten was not at the ballpark on the waterfront that houses your San Francisco Giants, but a little place across the street. As you walk across to go into the ballpark, you can get a real good hot pretzel with little pieces of salt and some mustard. Where did I learn that from? Alex Pavlicek, otherwise known as an insider for your San Francisco Giants. Monty Poole for the Golden State Warriors. I don't know anything, but I did tell you the real meaning, the real definition of insider. They're not insiders. They're more like team PR conduits. I know, you know. And those of you that didn't know, well, boy, did I make your Thursday. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you enjoy coming here, subscribe if you like reading, watching, observing about various Bay Area, national, sometimes international stuff that you come here to the Bay Area. Rich Lieberman, Media Pulse. I'm Rich Lieberman.